we are discussing the different modes of entry into international business. Since last class, we have completed 7 different modes of entry, starting with exporting, licensing, franchising, contract manufacturing, turnkey projects, and foreign direct investment. So today we'll be dealing with the last 2 modes of entry into international business, which is mergers and acquisitions and joint ventures. Clear? So the 8th one, a merger is a combination of 2 companies to form a one new company, while an acquisition is the purchase of one company by another in which no new company is formed. So I first want you to understand what is the meaning of merger and acquisition. Okay, if you can look at the picture over there, right on the screen, what is merger? There are 2 different companies, company A and company B. They merge together and form a new company called as AB. Understand? Under merger, there are 2 different companies combining together and then forming one new company. While as an acquisition, it is one large company taking over a smaller company, or what we would say, acquiring another company, but then there's no new company formed. Okay, it is just acquiring inside of it or into it, and the company's existence, that is company's A existence, is not changing over here. Okay, company A will remain to be existing in the business. Is that clear? Hope you got the difference between merger and acquisition. Under merger, a new company is formed. Under acquisition, the same company is retained. Okay, although it has acquired a smaller company, okay, its existence does not affect. So let us understand in international business perspective. Now here's a domestic company. It either merges or acquires a foreign company in order to enter international business. Another important mode into entering international business is merger or acquisition. Either a domestic company in our country is trying to merge itself with a foreign company situated abroad, or what it can do is, being a home country business, can acquire a foreign business. Okay, these are the 2 possible ways where a company can enter into international business. Let's look at the merits. Number 1 is gain competitive advantage. Now definitely when 2 companies which are equal in terms of brand or customer loyalty or the brand image, both of them are combining, definitely they gain competitive advantage in the market. Now let's say here in the example we saw, right, A is a separate company, B is a separate company. So before merger, what they used to do? They used to compete A against B. Okay, before merger, A is to compete against B. But now because of merger, they both combine their strengths and fight against the rest of the market or rest of the participants in the industry, right? So they gain competitive advantage in the particular market or industry. Then stretches supply chain. As we know, we are considering 2 countries over here. Because we are talking about international business, we always talk about 2 different economies, 2 different countries or nationalities, right? So that way we stretch out the supply chain. What is supply chain? Can you look at the first picture over there, right? It is the series which connect a raw material, right, convert into finished product and reach it to the customer, right? So from the manufacturing unit or the factory, the product has to travel to different modes in order to reach the final consumer or customer. This journey or this process of reaching is called as supply chain management. Can you look at the picture over there? From the factory, it has to reach the distributor, from the distributor to the wholesaler, wholesaler to the retailer, and then the ultimate consumer. Got it? So under mergers and acquisition, this supply chain will only get better. Let's also understand what are the demerits of mergers and acquisition on a international basis. It increased prices of goods and services. As I told, before it was A against B. Now it is AB against the rest of the market. Okay, since they have combined their synergies, strength, brand value, or product quality, definitely they will increase the prices of their goods and services because they are confident that the product quality is good or the brand value is good. Okay, so one of the demerit is the prices of such merged companies' products or services automatically increases. Next, creates employment. Now here we are talking about two companies combining and working on their strengths or synergies. So here there is a slight possibility of unemployment. If there are employees who are not able to skill themselves again, right? Because it is not easy to work under a merged company because there are so many other things that you need to learn, you need to unlearn, and you need to be more competitive in your company, right? If you're not able to do that, if you're not able to survive, then there are high chances that employees are going to lose their jobs, right? So that way it creates unemployment. Now let's see one of the real life example of acquisition. Now we all know that Facebook acquired WhatsApp, right? Now Facebook, is it an Indian company? No. WhatsApp is an Indian company, Facebook is a foreign company, right? So this is what we talk about international business. A foreign company is acquiring an Indian company called as WhatsApp. Got it? Now why did they take up or why did Facebook acquire is user growth, right? Even though it started off within a short span of time, right? It had around 50 million people using WhatsApp monthly. Remember, this data is for monthly, not annually also. Monthly itself we are having 50 million people using this application, right? And the service added more than 1 million users per day. That means in a day there were 70% of WhatsApp users active daily than compared to the application of Facebook, right? We all know what Facebook is, a social networking or connecting with people over the website. But then Facebook observed that they thought Facebook users are increasing or Facebook daily active users are improving. But then when WhatsApp came into the market and it was launched as an application for a simple text message or sharing pictures or videos or locations, etc., the users tremendously started growing on a faster rate than compared to Facebook. So Facebook thought if you're going to let this happen in a couple of years, WhatsApp can become one of the threat or a competitor to Facebook. So what did Facebook do? Facebook acquired WhatsApp. Okay, so with a shared mission of enhancing global connectivity via internet services, the merging of forces, what is merging over here? Facebook and WhatsApp will likely accelerate growth for both the companies. You understood? So I've just given you a real life example about how does merger and acquisition or using this mode in international business, how do companies work. Moving on to the last mode of entry called as joint venture. This is another interesting way of entering into international business. First of all, what is a joint venture? If a company which wants to explore international trade, right, without taking on the full responsibilities of a cross-border business transaction, has an option of forming a joint venture with a foreign partner. So you're not owning that company, but you're just jointly working with them. Okay, so you're jointly as in a partnership, right? So you're jointly working, because if you completely own a foreign company or a foreign business, you have to go through a lot of government permissions, you have to abide by the legal provisions, etc. So if you do not want to take up all these responsibilities of cross-border business transactions, another option for you is joint venture. Again, we have a live example here. Bharti AXA General Insurance Company Limited is a live example of joint venture, which is between India and France. Okay, so Indian leading business partner, that is Bharti Enterprises, and insurance major, right? In France, insurance company which is major is AXA, right? So they both entered into a joint venture business partnership. Okay, so in a way they entered into international business. Let's understand what are the merits. Number one, there are more resources, right? Definitely we are talking about two different countries, two different potentials and strengths. So definitely there are more resources that you can work upon. What are the another merit is access to new market. So you can reach out when you're combining India and France, right? So we have a larger market to capture upon. Okay, we have more number of customers, more number of localities opening up as customers to the company. Demerits: difference in culture and style of business. Then definitely this is bound to happen, because we are talking about two countries, the way we operate business, the way we attract customers, or when I say talk about insurance, it's not customer, we talk about client, right? Client here. So how you attract clients, right? What is the way you assess the risk of a person's life or a vehicle, etc. There are a lot of business transactions, the way you operate it is different from one company to another. Here we are talking about two different countries. So definitely there will be difference in the style or culture of conducting the business activities. The next demerit is it definitely takes time and efforts to form the right relationship. As I told, for two people to get along with each other, it will have a lot of struggles or fights or disagreements, etc. If two people to get along, it would take so much of effort. Imagine two different companies from two different nationalities altogether. So definitely it will take time for those companies, even though legally on a business paper they're doing a good job. But then when the CEOs or the managing directors have to communicate and understand each other's way of dealing with business, etc. So to establish that right relationship, it will definitely take a longer time and effort. Understood? So that's about the joint venture, which is the last mode of entry into international business. So with this, we have completed all the modes of entry into international business. We spoke about exporting, licensing, franchising, contract manufacturing, turnkey projects, foreign direct investments, mergers and acquisitions, and lastly, joint venture. Hope you have understood and got a thorough knowledge about all the 9 different modes of entry into international business.